to the channel. My name is Hope and this is Mission Keto, and today's video is going to be a recipe video. I'm very excited about this one. If you like anything along the lines of chili dogs, then this is for you. If you're not sure, give it a try because this is delicious. So how do I know it's delicious? I've made it before, but I printed it out and put it in a binder. That's how I know that it was delicious. So I'm going to show you how we're gonna make this. And it even says that this is something that kids are gonna like as well. I will have the recipe down below. It is from mytableof3.com. I'm pretty excited about it. So the ingredients that you need is a pound of, it says grass-fed ground beef, but if you can't do that, do whatever kind of ground beef you can do. A cup of beef broth, or even, what's that other thing? I don't know, but beef broth, or what's the other thing called?
Chicken?
No, not chicken. You could use chicken. Use what you have, but it's not broth, it's bone broth. No, it's something, it's like, what's the other name for it? I'm gonna cut that whole thing out. Not bone broth, but chicken. I can't
stock?
Think. Yes. Chicken stock or beef stock. That was a lot, sorry. It also says a half a cup of no sugar added salsa, chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, salt. And then for the wraps themselves, you're gonna need 8 beef hot dogs. Do the best that you can with those too. And 4 low carb wraps of choice and 6 ounces of cheddar cheese. So I'm going to show you everything that I have. I don't think this is grass-fed beef, but it is 90% lean. The hot dogs that I am using happen to be a good brand, a really good clean brand. I get these at BJ's for a really good deal. So that's why. And I'm gonna do something and show you guys alternative. There are so many different wraps out there. So if you're low carb, there's the low carb wraps that are out there from like Mission and all of that. You can definitely do that if those work for you. You can use these, which is gonna be super low carb. There's 1 carb in these total, but we know that low carb, these Egg Life wraps don't really have a lot of flavor, but when you like put a sauce with them, they kind of soak up those. So we're gonna do 2 with these, and we're gonna do 2 with the almond flour wraps from Siete, and 2 of those are 17 total carbs. So as you can see, it's definitely a higher carb, but these are clean ingredients. And I'm gonna try both so we can see which one, is the best. So the first thing that we do is cook the ground beef and make the like chili sauce. So let's bring it over to the stove and we will do that. All right, so we are gonna get started browning up the meat, and guess what I'm gonna be using? My meat chopper. I have to get all of it. This little piece doesn't wanna come off. Come on. I'm using my Pampered Chef meat chopper, whatever it's called. I don't even think that's what it's called, but that's what I call it. It's safe on your pans, and it just crumbles this up so well, so nicely. So the tip that they have on here is if you are using a higher fat ground beef, then you want to cook this first and then drain it, because you don't want the sauce to be all fatty and everything. But if you're using a leaner one, which I mostly am, it's a 90, you can mix all of the stuff in it as you're making it. So we're gonna add the ground beef, the broth, which we need a cup of that. And usually on these recipe videos, I like to chat with you guys while we're doing it because it's a little more personable, right? We're going to, my cup is in the dishwasher. So we're gonna just do the half cup twice, right? So chicken stock, beef stock, that's the word I could not find in my head. Isn't that crazy? But Andy came to the rescue for me. All right, so we've got that. Then we're gonna add the salsa, which we need a half a cup of that. I am choosing to use the Siete brand salsa. This is mild. I'm excited to try it. It didn't look very chunky and thick, so for this, that's what I wanted. Perfect, okay. Yeah, look at that. That looks like an authentic, oh my goodness, smells like a Mexican style restaurant salsa. Okay, so a half a cup of that. And that's just gonna help get you to that chili flavoring that you want for the meat sauce. So, all right, next we're gonna add all the spices. So we need teaspoons mostly. And as you know, everything that I'm using here today, except for the pan, the saucepan, is Pampered Chef stuff. So I'll have the link down below for that if you're interested in checking them out. All right, so we need 2 teaspoons of chili powder. This is a one, there's lots of good spices, but you kind of need that when you're making a chili-ish kind of thing. I think it's 2 of everything. Cumin, I love cumin. I love the smell of it. And when something has cumin and it's cooking, oh, I don't know, I just love it. I feel like it should be in more things, but all right, and then 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. See, it's starting to, the heat is coming on. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and they're getting ready for the holidays. Don't overdo it, you know? Don't feel like you have to do everything. We don't. We don't, but make sure you're checking out my Vlogmas too. It is gonna be on my shorts tab, and I'm pretty excited about doing that. By the time you're seeing this, one of them is up. The second one might be up. I don't know what time of day I'm gonna be doing it. It might be different times of every day. It just kind of depends, but I'm excited to do that. I hope you guys are excited as well. Just need a little bit of salt. Okay, let me turn the heat down just a little. And now we're just going to crumble this up, make sure it's mixed in well. And this is going to simmer. Because you want it to get nice and chilly. What's the weather like where you guys are at? It's been kind of off and on. We've been able to have our windows open, which I love. Not too cold. There's been a couple of nights where it's been really cold, but I like that. Okay, so you can see how when you start stirring it up, it's looking more like a chili. And the salsa, look, it absorbed right up into it. So if you don't like chunky salsa, that one seems to be a perfect one. This one was actually in with the other salsas down the chip aisle at my grocery store, which was Publix. So I just came across it. I was looking for something else. I didn't think I would find that. And I was pleasantly surprised. I like that brand. Okay, so now looking at this, it's been a while since I've made it. We're gonna cook for this for like 10 to 15 minutes. It says take a taste and see if you need to add more of anything like salt or anything like that. So we're gonna let this kind of simmer, and then for 10 to 15 minutes, and I will be back. We're gonna get the hot dogs ready. All right, everyone, so we've got the sauce cooking up, just simmering. All of those flavors are kind of melding together, and we need 8 hot dogs, which this is funny because this company puts 6 in a pack. Isn't there normally 8 hot dogs in a pack? So I literally have to open this other pack for 2 more. And I'm gonna do it because I'm already hungry and I know that this is gonna get eaten. But I'm really hungry right now. It is like 11:30 on Sunday, and just checking and I haven't eaten anything yet today. I did exercise this morning. Look at me. I'm pretty excited about that, but hey, sometimes I do it every once in a while because it does make me feel better, but I don't want to lose my flexibility and everything, you know? So I'm trying to get a little bit in before I go hardcore January 1st. So, all right, so we have 8 hot dogs, and then we're gonna cut them in half. No, we're not gonna cut them in half. We're cutting the wraps in half. I'm glad I read that because, let me just double check. Next, roll 1 hot dog up in each half of the wraps. Okay, whew. So so we're gonna start with the egg life wraps. And there are, oh man, look at that. These were frozen, so that's probably why they stuck together a little bit. Okay, we'll put that one back. So we cut these in half. That's another thing with these egg life wraps. They're never the same size. You know, these two are completely different sized. So you roll one hot dog up in it completely. This one has the rest of the other one. And then we're gonna just put them off to the side. This is super easy. This is actually something you could get your kids or grandkids in the kitchen with you to help with. They would love touching, you know, they love playing with things. So this would be great. I think that would be a great idea anyways. You just gotta help with the sauce, you know, because that's the dangerous part. All right, so we're doing 2 with the egg life wraps, and I'm gonna do 2 with the siete wraps. I have these in the freezer, and I'm gonna try to get rid of some things so I don't have them for the new year. Not to say I'm not gonna have these next year, but at the beginning of my journey, you'll see. You'll see, you just gotta stay tuned. But I had 2 of these in the freezer, and I gave one to my kids when they came for Thanksgiving too, because I'm just like, you could benefit from it, and it's not there for me to eat. It is higher carb, you know? So I'm really excited. I haven't made this recipe using these wraps, and I really do love these wraps. I don't have them a lot, but when I do, they're really delicious. When I made tacos with these, do you guys remember that recently? And I fried them up in a little bit of oil, and they were so delicious. That might be what I do with the rest of those this week or another week. I've got a few more weeks before the end of the year, but I can't believe this year's almost over. We always say that, and then January is going to be the longest month of our lives. It's always the longest for some reason. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is get a casserole dish. It says 9 by 11, but I think this will fit right here perfectly, and this is smaller. You're gonna lay some sauce down, then you're gonna put these on top, and we're gonna lay the rest of the sauce over it, and then we're gonna put some cheese on top and bake it in the oven. So I will assemble it in just a minute. All right, so now we're going to assemble this. The chili sauce is looking good. Look at that. You want to cook it just enough so it gets a little bit thicker. You don't want it super, you know, runny. At least I don't. You can do what you want, I guess. But you want to put a little bit down. Let me get a little bit more of the sauce part. Okay, let me stick this on the stove for a minute. And then we're going to lay these in here. So we're going to make them 2 different sides so we know which is which. But it's pretty obvious. They look very different. Yummy. Does anybody remember me making these on the channel before? Because I did. All right, so now we're gonna put the rest of the sauce on top. And you want it to be as coated as possible, so, which is gonna be kind of hard. I just have to smush it around a bit after. But pour it all on there. Oopsie, oopsie, making a little mess. All right, that looks good. And next we're gonna add some cheese, shredded cheese. I have a mixture of pre-shredded and shredded in here. I was just putting together some stuff that was left over, and I wanted to make sure, you know, it was all together and gets used. So just, it says 6 ounces. I don't really know how much I'm putting, but I'm just gonna put until my heart says stop. Because I love cheese. Who doesn't love some chili cheese dog? And a casserole. In a casserole form, you always like to have a little extra cheese. Okay, that should probably do it. Now the oven is preheated to 350, and we're gonna cook it for, I think it's like 30 minutes, but let me double check. 35, excuse me, not 30, 35. So we're gonna put this in the oven. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Oh my goodness, look at that chili dog bake. Ooh wee. Now we're gonna let this cool and then we're gonna do a taste. All right, we are gonna do a taste test now, and I already know that it's delicious, but I'm gonna try the egg life wrap and the siete wrap and let you know what I think. I almost could put more cheese on here though, but look at these cute little candy cane earrings. Aren't these adorable? My friend Sarah Joy made these, and yeah, I bought them from her and I love them. And they're not heavy. Girl, they're not heavy, so I like that. That's a very good plus. So first I'm gonna try the egg life wrap one because I'm gonna save the best for last, I think. And Andy's trying them too, so I'm curious what he thinks as you're eating them. I told him which was which, but I'll guarantee you he doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah. See? Told you. And it's gonna be very hot, but look at that. Ooh, chili dog bake. You feel like you're eating a chili dog without the bun, but that wrap really makes a huge difference by having it on there. So egg life wrap one first. What do you think, babe?
Delicious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. It's delicious. I can't even tell that that's an egg life wrap. And that's saying a lot because we all know that those don't have a lot of flavor. So honestly, as much as I love the siete wraps, you might as well make it with the egg life wraps because it's completely cleaner. Siete wraps are very clean, but they're made with almond flour and some other higher carby things, you know. And if you're wanting to keep the carbs down, this is definitely something that I can make in the new year that I know is not going to derail me. There is no macros or anything on here, but it's very easy to figure out, honestly. There's just minimal ingredients. And again, these are things that are very easy to find, things that you can find at home or that you might already have at home is what I'm trying to say. So let me try the siete wrap one. And then I will tell you my final take. Those are actually very different. They're both delicious, but I will say that the siete wrap is more mushy. Not in a bad way though. I know that sounds weird, but it just kind of almost disintegrates and melts into it. So they're both delicious. So go with 1 gram of carb per wrap with the egg life wraps on this because it definitely soaks up all those flavors and you feel like you're having a chili dog. You could go without the wraps altogether too if you didn't want to do that and just make the sauce and throw it over. So I hope you like this video. I am very happy with it. I'm going to finish eating this up and then we're going to chill out for the rest of the day. So make sure you hit that like button, the thumbs up. Make sure you hype the video if you can. It definitely helps the channel out. When you comment, that definitely helps too. So comment. It has been so nice with that giveaway video that we did and showed the giveaways that we're doing. So many people have commented that say they love the channel and everything, and I never hear from you guys. So it's so nice to hear from you. Just comment as much as you want, guys. I really do love that. We want to know where you're from and, you know, that you're here. So thank you guys again so much. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.